What's up, everybody, and welcome to my TNA Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things happened on the show tonight, as they did a recap after happened last week with, well, first off, I guess we should address, before I start anything off, they did at least a graphic memorial, pretty much talking about the recent passing of Bobby the Brain Heenan. They kicked off with pretty much highlights from last week with the whole Bobby Lashley and Dan Lambert and the Low Key versus Johnny Impact match, which was really good. They kicked off the show then with Johnny Impact pretty much coming in pissed off, coming to the arena of the Impact Zone, saying that he wanted Eli Drake out here. He wanted his title shot right now, and he said he's not leaving until he gets his meathead ass to the ring. Next thing you know, KM came out there, and Kevin Matthews there, and he says, "You must be looking for Eli Drake, but he's not here. He is in Mexico right now." And pretty much when people came out, he drew heat out there and got booed. He pretty much says, Johnny Impact said that his car was out there parked. He saw it, and he's probably sitting there waiting, so he has to come get him. KM pretty much said the fans, they all suck. And then he looked at Impact saying, or Johnny Mundo saying, "Are you calling me a liar?" And then everybody in the crowd said yes and says liar. And pretty much Mundo Impact there pretty much says, "You know what? They are calling you a liar. And this kid's right here calling you a douche rocket." And since they call him a douche rocket, KM pretty much says, "It doesn't matter. I'm still undefeated around here." And he says, "We're in a referee." And he told Impact to put his title shot on the line. And he says, "You know what, I will." And you pretty much asked the crowd, "Do you guys want to see Johnny Impact versus, your name's KM, right? Versus KM for the World Heavyweight Championship." And then pretty much Johnny did the 5, 4, and then the crowd counted on 3, 2, 1, Impact. And then super kicked them in the face then. I don't know why, one thing that didn't make sense is I don't know why he put his title shot on the line to begin with. That didn't make sense. So, it's just like, hey, you know what, you challenge me, I'm going to put my belt on shot on the line. You tell me I got to put my shot on the line, I'm going to do it. Why? I don't know. It was pretty much a good match to kick off the show. Johnny pretty much hit that, that thing, that Impact movie, there's like a 450 roll to pick up the win. And pretty much Impact still has a spot for next week's Victory Road for the World Heavyweight Championship, or GFW, or TNA title, or whatever. So it was pretty much a quick match. Not much to say from here. KM did actually pretty good in this match. Johnny, gives himself mostly to showcase moves out there until the title match next week. This dude, I want to call him Johnny 8 names, because he's got like 8 names really. John Hennigan, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, John Morrison, Johnny Nitro. This guy's got so many names, I barely can call him one half the time. I want to call him Johnny 8 names. At least KM is actually doing a match for once instead of standing behind Sienna all the time. That's one good thing. Taya Valkyrie came out, which I will admit her entrance is very cool. The song, the gear, the queen-like presence, it's really cool. And she went into Ava's story again, where she pretty much dominated her and hit her with the glam slam, or what she likes to call the road to Valhalla, for the win. And after the match, and I'll say this right here about Taya, like I said before, like I said in last week's review, I'm not used to her fighting women at the time. I'm used to her beating up dudes in Lucha Underground, or the Worldwide Underground. You forget that she goes up against other women on this show. And as she got on the mic then, she says Lucha Royalty has arrived, and she wants a shot to knock out the title. And she told Karen Jarrett not to waste her time. Well, we know Karen is a very waste of time. And, I'll say this, we all know what's going on with the whole Jeff Jarrett situation. I don't know what's going to happen or when they bring him back, but as long as it kind of keeps Karen off TV, I don't have that much problem with it. Next thing you know, Rosemary came out there, which people were super over for Rosemary. She had this t-shirt with a bunny in a cemetery with saying "my spirit animal," And as she laughed and talked about the hive and the children of the hive, our laughter is here, and pretty much saying the demon will get a shot because she was pretty much screwed over by the she skunk and the mad bride and her speed bump cousin. And pretty much the hive deserved a title shot. Next thing you know, Rosemary and Taya brawled in. Sienna came out then, and then they tried to fight over who was going to beat up Rosemary. Ali then came out for the save, wearing the same t-shirt Rosemary was wearing. And then Terrence Harrell came in, and then Gail Kim came in, and it was pretty much the faces kind of going over the heels right here when Gail Kim made the final save. So lots of run-ins right there, but at least the division, I'll say it's about the Knockouts division, at least they're getting somewhat better right now. And Ty is a huge asset to the Knockouts, because who you have right now? You have Rosemary, you have Ali, you have Gail Kim, which is back now, Sienna, Terrence Harrell, which is back now too, and Ty as a debut. So you got some good women on the show. I don't know if that's 6 or I'm missing any others. Laura Van Ness at 7. Am I missing any other women on the show? Well, I guess Diamante of LAX, so we don't really hear that much from her, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but Rosemary just super over, because like I said, fans just, hey, it's really over, this whole demon thing. Next thing you know, LAX, well, the Christ brothers, or OVE, went to LAX's club, as Homicide told them that they were there, be at. OVE was pretty much getting some lap dances, and they were into the VIP room as they had a plan to get their title shots back. Next thing you know, Conan says that the boys are going to take care of them. Pretty much Homicide, Santana Ortiz, all LAX came in there and told them, pretty much OVE said that, and you showed last week how big your balls were. And they traveled to another match next week as they all argued, and Homicide told him to get out of his club and called them baseheads. And said, you know, we got this next week. The title shot, we're going to parties, Tijuana. Even though, I don't know what Conan's plan was, just to send LAX there so they can, in a strip club, argue, and then not even fight them. Just, oh, we're going to argue, and then, hey, you know what, you're going to get a title shot next week. Didn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, I thought Conan was going to have them jumped. They showed this Global Forge thing, almost like the gut check thing they did with TNA from a few years ago, trying to train people. So she knew the next star in wrestling. So don't know a lot about that, but hey, we'll see what happens. Somebody interviewed Gail Kim, Rosemary, and Ali in the back, as Ali was pretty much, you know, saying that Miss Taryn was super mean to Miss Gail, and that one thing she said that she was mean to my demon friend right here. They were mean to my demon friend, and Gail Kim says, you know, it doesn't. Our opponents they're gonna be sent out on stretchers, and Rosemary pretty much was very happy. She's gonna be hacking, chop, smash, gore, everything, and pretty much Gail and Rosemary were very excited. As Rosemary pretty much kind of fell down a little. She pretty much hugged Gail. Gail says, "We love Gail" and stuff, and pretty much gave her a big hug. And then pretty much Rosemary told Ali, "Come, bunny," as she kind of hopped like a bunny. So I don't know if this is a team thing going on, especially Rosemary and Ali, but I guess it's like the Demon Bunny now they're gonna call themselves. Or you see the T-shirt, it's kind of mixing both, because she's the bunny and she's the demon. So we'll see where this goes. Them and Gail Kim. But it was a really good promo. They're actually really fun. They did a Petey Williams video package as he talked about Trevor Lee taking the X Division title last week. Next week, Victor Rose is going to get his shot, because he's been in his company before. He's faced the best for the X Division. He's winning people from AJ Styles to Samoa Joe to Christopher Daniels, Sanjay Dutt, everybody. And he's going to get Trevor Lee with the Canadian Destroyer next week. They talk about BFG, Gradle working for Park and Park. Pretty much, we're on the independent wrestling show of Cleveland. It was AIW promotion, if I'm mistaken on that. He says, we're making a lot of money, that dollar. And he says, he's wrestling's hottest free agent right now. So we'll see where that goes. Pagano actually making his debut match in Impact. And El Hijo de Fantasma, aka King Cuerno, versus Eddie Edwards and EC3 in a tag team match, which was actually a really good match. But the thing that was kind of odd was, which once again more Lucha Underground people showing up on here. El Texano Jr. or El Texano if you watch Lucha Underground in general, or Junior anyways. They pretty much started beating up what he Jose Fantasma and them won, but they pretty much started beating up Eddie Edwards and EC3 and started whipping them with Texano Jr.'s belt. Next thing you know, James Storm came in and pretty much threw all of them out of the ring, and as they started retreating in, I don't know if it was gonna be some AAA Lucha Underground versus Impact or GFW or whatever. And then pretty much the Storm pretty much kept drinking beer, which by the way he threw these guys out with one hand while drinking a beer, and pretty much he shook hands with Eddie Edwards, but he looked at EC3 very pissed just looking at him because you know what happened in Slammiversary with these two. Then pretty much after, since Johnny Impact was still looking for Eli Drake, he pretty much went to the AAA guys right there and asked them where he was at. And they didn't know. He said he's in Mexico, okay? And Texano said, I don't like you in my country, and I don't like you in AAA. And Johnny says, you know what? I'm going to put my number one contender shot on the line against you, Texano. So we'll see how that goes, which this doesn't make, even the announcers have the question of why does he keep putting his title shot on the line? By the way, what is the point of putting the title shot on the line the second time in a row? That doesn't make sense, and it kind of makes Mundo look like an idiot in a way. You already put it on earlier tonight, why are you putting it on the line again? Come on, even the commentators have to question him about that. Like, why are you doing this? I'm just going around thinking I can beat anybody for my title shot now. You know, as for El Texano Jr., just to say, you know, I've seen this guy in Lucha Underground. He's a good wrestler, but he's bland as shit, okay? They say, I believe somebody said he was the longest AAA champion ever. Mostly he didn't have a lot of title defenses, but I remember somebody say he's Mexican James Storm, just minus promo ability. And so when even Lucha Underground, you know, Vampiro and Manstraker said he's bland. He really is. Like, he doesn't really have any character or charisma to him. Like, I've seen him on Lucha Underground, but it's nothing really special about Texano Jr. It really isn't. So I don't even know why he's here. Congo Kong went against Mahab Shira. Actually a really good match, and Congo Kong picked up the one with the splash. Eli Drake, yeah, dummy, yeah, tanto si, a la cama estas, as he is in Mexico defending the GFW title. And, you know, he came to knock on Mexico's door saying whoever wants this shot, he's going to prove why he's a global champion. And he's going to, you know, take down Johnny Impact, train the Gravio, he says, and, you know, the people in AAA, they're going to see a true global champion, what it looks like, is he's going to put his belt on the line. And he pretty much said, that's not an insult, that is just a fact of life. Tanto si, or translation, dummy, yeah. And by the way, we saw a lot of video packages tonight on the show, and we even did a Moose interview talking about he was a two-sport athlete as Bobby Lashley, what happened last week with the American Top Team pretty much attacking him, and pretty much called Lashley a bitch, and he's going to make him his bitch then. I don't know where it's going to go. Probably not a feud between these two with Lashley and him, because I don't think Lashley's gone from the company to begin with. Johnny Impact went against Texano Jr. once again, putting the title on the line, which wasn't a bad match, but then again, it didn't make sense to why he even put his belt on, his shot on the line for the second time, to get two matches. So, I don't know. And by the way, this was Texano's debut match, so why send him out there to get killed by Johnny? It wasn't a bad match, but why send him out there to do that? Laura Vanessa, she's about to go crazy again, even though she dressed normal and sitting on guys' shoulders. Taya, Terrence Terrell, and Cena argued with Karen since Jim Cornette was not there, which she put them in a 3-on-3 match next week for Victory Road, them versus Gail, Ali, and Rosemary. Karen does not, once again, like I said, I know Jeff's gone right now, but hopefully that gets her off of TV too, instead of fix something to get Jared back and not her. In the main event, even though I don't know who this guy was, his name was Bronce, I believe. He went against Eli Drake for the GFW title, or the global title. And since the belt was on the line, I don't know where it was in Mexico or some AAA arena. And by the way, one thing I thought annoying with this match, whoever kept playing those horns throughout the whole match was very annoying. And we don't know a lot about Bronze. They say he was an up-and-comer. He's been wrestling since he's 11. And it wasn't a bad match per se either. So it was pretty kind of basic. Eli Drake picked the gravy train for the win. And, you know, I'm glad they actually showed a full match this time instead of playing it like a music video highlight like they did last week with the LAX and OVE guys. And even when they were doing the Expedition of Gold, when the Hardys were still there, they never showed the full match. They just showed like highlight clips into like playing Jeff Hardy's music in the background. So at least it was actually a full match this time, legitimately. So it wasn't a bad show tonight. Mostly a lot of video packages. Saw a couple debuts from, I don't know, Texano Jr. I did enjoy Johnny Impact pretty much. You know, he looked stupid putting his title shots on the line throughout the whole night. He did have some really good matches tonight on this show. LAX segment was entertaining. The knockout segment wasn't really a bad show tonight with Impact. Now, you know, as for stuff with pertaining to Bound for Glory coming in October, and this is plain and simple. You just really do. Get out of the Impact Zone, plain and simple. But I don't know. There's a lot of things from this, from Jarrett's situation. I don't know what's going to happen next. You know, I really do hope for the better for what they're doing right now. But it's like they take one step forward and it's like 3 steps back, unfortunately, sometimes. So, you know, hopefully for the best, something happens good. But hey, comment, subscribe, check out my review. I'm out here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.